Every day, veterans face many different challenges, but a common struggle is obtaining higher education for themselves. Veterans are the people who have served in the military. After their service in the military, many veterans find it difficult to transition back into society, especially when trying to obtain higher education. Our veterans have sacrificed and faced many different hardships to join these educational institutions. Since they are no longer living the same life they used to live, the lack of resources obtained by higher education is making it harder for veterans to transition back into living a normal life. The transition from military to college is a difficult transition due to many variables, such as their mental health, the school structure, coping with losses, PTSD, self-identity, uneducated staff and students, isolation, and finding appropriate advising for their educational needs. The GI Bill was created to help veterans pay for higher education after they serve in the military. With the creation of the GI Bill, no one was able to anticipate the amount of veterans who actually seeked out higher education, resulting in institutions being unprepared for a new amount of students they will receive. Additionally, these students bring a new set of problems that current institutions and teachers aren't prepared to deal with. Other problems veterans face when trying to obtain higher education are invisible wounds, such as post-traumatic stress disorder or traumatic brain injury. PTSD is known to be a mental condition that's triggered by an event, either being the person who experiences or witnesses it. TBI is a sudden injury that inflicts damage to the brain, mainly caused by a physical injury. The veterans who have returned back from deployment are more likely to be affected by the symptoms of these invisible wounds. This is a problem since both veterans and the staff of the educational institutions are not equipped with the proper training to deal with these wounds and the problems that they face with their traumas. Now that we know a little more about veterans in higher education, we ask ourselves, why should we help them and what resources can we provide for them? Overall, student veterans make up 4.5 to 5.1% of higher education students within the United States.
Significantly, veterans with assistance from programs such as Veteran Resource Centers, known as VRCs, help veterans graduate at a higher rate. According to surveys, there are veterans who feel as their needs are not being fully provided within the educational institution. It's been found that they struggle academically due to their military training, which can impair their ability to assimilate properly in schools. These studies show that there needs to be new services or systems in place to help assist veterans and let others know about the problems they face. Overall, these systems will be promoted so it can inform everyone about the struggling demographic. VA education benefits help veterans and service members with paying for college tuition, find the right school or training program for them, and also assist them in getting career counseling. They learn how to apply and manage their education and training benefits by calling their hotline 888-442-4551, or they can visit their website at va.gov. VA education benefits for veterans would be the post-9/11 GI Bill, Montgomery GI Bill active duty or selective reserve, or voc rehab. To be eligible for the post-9/11 GI Bill, the individual had to have served on active duty for at least 90 days, whether it was continuous or interrupted after September 10, 2001. To be eligible for the Montgomery GI Bill active duty, the individual must have served for at least 2 years in active duty and met all of the following criteria. Individual was honorably discharged, they have a high school diploma, GED or 12 hours of college credit, and have met other additional requirements. To be eligible for the Montgomery GI Bill Reserve, the individual must have either a 6-year service obligation in their selected service, or they are an office in the selective reserve in which they agree to serve 6 years in addition to their initial service obligation, and they have met other additional requirements. To be eligible for an evaluation to receive voc rehab, the individual must first apply for the service and then schedule an appointment with their vocational rehabilitation counselor. There are services provided for veterans on and off campus. On campus, there are Veterans Resource Centers, which are meant to help students with their transitional assistance, like personal assistance, educational guidance, and also professional resource support service. The main goal is to engage with students and meet them wherever they are and guide them along their path towards success in higher education. Something implemented in the CSU system is the VetNet Ally Seminar, which allows faculty and staff to gain in-depth knowledge about the student veteran experience and ways to be supportive allies on campus. This awareness seminar in the Cal State Fullerton system is held twice a semester. Resources off campus for veterans would be Veterans Affairs offices, so their local VA. There are also local and national organizations. To name one, in the OC area would be Patriots in Pause, which is a local organization which provides veterans, active military, reservists, and their immediate families with home furnishing, and also unite them with rescued companionship animals. If y'all are interested, feel free to go and visit their homepage to donate some furniture. A national organization that is known in the community is the American Legion, which they provide services for veterans and also stand up and advocate for veterans and their military-connected families. Here are a few pieces of information from Alex Ortega.
My name is Alex Ortega. I'm the Access and Engagement Coordinator, and one of the primary roles that I focus on here at the Veterans Resource Center is I do a lot of outreach in the community college system. We have 114 around there, California community colleges, and right now I'm really focused on Region 8, which is kind of the Orange County bubble of community colleges, which there are 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, and then the Region 7, which is more Los Angeles County, and there's a total of 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. What we saw post-COVID was definitely a dip and a spike in numbers, and what I think contributes to that is a lot of student veterans. The idea of going remote or working through virtual is something that they did not seem very interested in being a part of. A lot of the community college directors that I speak to, they have identified that their numbers of students that they're getting has decreased drastically coming back from COVID. And when they put out the surveys, a lot of the students are citing the inability to work on classes remote, something that they're not really interested in, and that has dropped enrollment.
There are many veterans out there who have helped serve our country, still struggling to live a normal life and achieve a higher education. We as the people can help bring attention to the services and help the people who served our country. Overall, it is important to help veterans because in the end, they are people just like us on the path of higher education.